Hi there, this is a video response on the video called Desteni Cult Matrix by the YouTube channel Robelster Films. Now, a few points that I'm going to discuss here. Most of them, again, are just information that the person doesn't actually know for themselves. They haven't been to the farm. They haven't come and sat with us and had a discussion with us. They haven't met Bernard Pullman. They haven't met Sunette or any of the people who live at the farm. So what do? They grasp at straws. They take information that other hate people have made up, and they take that and they build on it, which is of course very effective within their own minds, self-manipulation, because now they've built up this entire idea about Desteni, that we are this cult and we brainwash people and whatever. So they're going to continue making up information, and if the law permitted it, most of these hate people would probably go even further and make up even more deceptive stories about Desteni if the law allowed them to get away with it. Some have tried that, and then they soon realize, look, we're actually just making a fool of ourselves, because we're openly admitting we're on this side living in our country and saying things about a group that lives in another country. We've never been there, we've never met the people, we've never actually checked out any of these points for ourselves that you mentioned here in your video. If asked, where did you get this information from, we would just admit, look, I heard it from so-and-so, or I saw it on that hate channel. You didn't actually investigate it for yourself. So obviously you are not to be trusted. Nothing that you say can actually be taken seriously. But I'm going to take on a few of the points that you mention here, simply to again indicate that everything that you say in your video has already been explained within the Desteni videos. Yes, I know that the hate people don't want to hear this, because you don't want to actually have to properly research the videos and the documentation, because that means you would actually have to listen to them, not just filter them through what you want to hear, but actually listen to them. I mean, all of this stuff has been answered already. So let's take on the first point here. As if they are an activist organization, when in fact the goal of the organization is to organize individuals and drain them of funds. So you know this for a fact, apparently, having never come to the farm, having never come to speak to us. You're simply taking the fact that we have said that for us to be able to do the work that we do, we've raised extensive amounts of money ourselves. Some of the other people had mentioned this, like Desteni Anti-Hate. She mentioned this point with regards to where the capital comes from. However, in this, for us to be able to expand extensively in what we're doing, build more accommodation, have the funds to develop our resources further, to be able to pay for the legal costs of the organizations that we are establishing, to eventually go into politics. All of that requires a lot of money, and therefore what is the one thing that people have in this world who are participating is they have money to be able to assist us while we walk with them, the people who are participating. And if you had known this, which you don't, you would have known that there are groups that we are involved in who we walk with, and everybody decides on everything together, and we have meetings and we have discussions, and we always look at how to include the members who are involved in what Desteni do. You don't know this information because it's not something that you're involved in. You're just involved in making up information so that you can be a Desteni hater, so that you can say that's what you do for this lifetime. So as for the goal of the organization is to drain people of funds, again, this is something you have made up. These funds are not countable. Obviously, we're not going to show you where our funds come from and what we do with them. That's like me validating who you are, and by showing you where my money comes from and where it goes to. Obviously, we're not going to do that. You're not going to do that for somebody else, and therefore that statement is invalid. The Destiny Group is not a charity, and people believe the knowledge of destiny comes from Sunette's speech, the portal, when very often it comes from Bernard Pullman. Again, when we are here doing the interviews, I don't see you here. Okay? You are not here when either Bernard Pullman speaks or Sunette or anybody else speaks. So again, this is a statement done within deliberate spitefulness, where you don't like what we are saying, therefore you are making things up. It's very clear to see. The next point, Destiny Matrix is something they create. In our videos, right from the beginning, when we started, we explained what we mean by the Matrix. If you had watched the videos, you would find a very valuable tool, which you have obviously skipped in all of this, which is that we explain what the Matrix is. We didn't make up the Matrix. We don't even call it the Destiny Matrix as you do. We give it a word that the Matrix means the system that contains everything that is currently here on this planet, that is interconnected and that functions off each other in reliance of each other, and all points are connected to make up the current world systems. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to actually sit down for yourself and draw the lines between all world systems. Every single organization, every single system as it exists currently in the world, everything is connected. And everything is connected through money. And you as an individual, you, the person who made this video, you yourself can place yourself as a dot on this big map and show how you are connected to every single world system that exists. The capitalist system, how does that function with you as part of the equation? How do the elite function using the money system with you in the equation? How does the family and the culture and the religion system connect to the money system in which you are a part? So you can sit and you can draw every single line from yourself and from every other person, and you will see that a design exists currently according to how the world exists and how the world functions. Okay? We don't need to do that for you, but in many of the videos we have done interviews with regards to, okay, the money system functions like this. The religious function is actually this. The culture system actually does this. Friendship does this. The relationship construct does this. The fact that we can see these things, first of all, does come to a shock to many people, because you are it. And you don't want to see that you play this role within how the world functions. So let's call it for a moment the Matrix. But if you actually go and look at the earlier interviews that we did, what is the Matrix? Vino did interviews on this, on how, the Matrix design, the mind of man, how all of that is connected, how each individual plays a part by participating in the mind. Now, the mind is this machine that is automatically running, of which you yourself, if you go and look at your thoughts every day and you were to keep a thought diary, you're not even aware of where all your thoughts come from. You're not even aware of how your thinking is exactly the same as everybody else is thinking. But you've never stopped to ask the question, why is that? Why is it that every single human on this planet basically think the same thoughts? Yours might be a different shade of thought in comparison to, for example, sex, or what hobbies you have, or what little internet friends you have and little groups you participate in, and what spirituality you follow, and what food types you like, and what drugs you use, or whatever. But in essence, in the core of what we are all thinking about and the reasons why we think it is all the same. And this has been covered extensively within the Destiny material, which is we call this pre-programming, meaning all of this has already been pre-programmed into you through the generations and through how you have been raised within your family, within your school environment, and within your current environment.